Hey everyone, welcome back to another Market Open live stream. So let's take a look at what today is actually a green day again. The question now is this just a repeat of what we've seen before? Have we been down this road before? We get a dead cat bounce and we get another kind of scary sell-off. Will the ever grand continue to be an ever pain in our butts? Or is Evergrande a blessing because it creates buying opportunities for us? Who knows? But the Dow Futures are up about 0.25%. S&P's up about just a little over a third. Nasdaq futures are up the most, 0.5%, which is great given the big old sell-offs we've had in Nasdaq Technologies. You've got oil back down. Hold on, let me check though if we're comparing the same one because you've got WTI and Brent. Yeah, okay, so you've got Brent back to 78.67. It's worth noting that there's oil and then there's like Brent, the two different styles of measures. So at least just compare the same one every single day. But the big news was that Brent was over $80 and not oil. Anyway, on the CNBC list here. Anyway, let's take also a look here at bonds. You've got the 10-year sort of back down fractionally here to 1.51. And it looks like you've got a little bit of a recovery given the madness we had yesterday. So let's take a look at the Volatility Index. So far, well, let's see here. Actually, let's just go ahead and do this. We will get the pre-market here. And let's just compare the pre-market. We'll come back to VIX. We'll compare the pre-market here to some of the madness of yesterday. So we'll sort here. First, we've got Greenidge or support. This was the old support.com momentum mover. And this one's up 23% here in pre-market. Aside from a larger momentum move here, take a look at this. Lucid lost about 5.21%, swinging about 7% today on Peter Rawlinson's talk yesterday on CNBC, talking up excitement over the coming Lucid launch, which is expected within the next 2 to 4 months, which is exciting. People actually start getting Lucids. So Mind Medicine up 4.24, down 2.48 yesterday. Affirm was down 10.49% yesterday, up 4% right now. So a nice swing back. It's pretty good. We'll see how that ends up doing when we actually open up here. Cheesecake's up 3.66, up more than we actually lost yesterday. Dutch Bros coming back with about half of its loss yesterday with 3.64. Got Clever, Playboy, Hive, Boeing, Gap. Look at that Matterport. Matterport was down 5.61% yesterday, bouncing back about half of that as well. So not by no means a full recovery, but somewhat of a recovery. It's certainly, at least for these particular stocks. Let's take a peek at Tesla and look at some of the losers here. Tesla up about 0.5% right now in the pre-market. It does look like as soon as we got to pre-market, a little bit of a push there on Tesla. After hours was a little bit more of a bleed event. But you got a little push there in the pre-market once pre-market opened up at 1 a.m. California time. There we go. Sorry, the volume there might have been a little low, so I just adjusted that. Sorry for that. Okay, so let's look at losers here. Losers. SoFi was down 3.7 yesterday, now down 4.58% today to 1626. Here's Weber giving up a little more than what it gained yesterday. Dave & Buster's actually going down yesterday and going down today, only fractionally, but still. Same thing with Robinhood. But not really a lot of losers here to the downside. In fact, I would say maybe a page and a quarter here of red. So we could potentially see something like an 85% green open here once we get the opening bell. So let's take a look at what some of the news is this morning. So let's jump on over to Bloomberg, and we'll see. Right. Okay. It's worth noting that as bond rate, it's worth noting that there has been some selling in Kathy Wood's fund. I have noticed not just particular. I mean, the headline's always about Tesla, but let me see here. Well, yesterday we were looking at this too. Give me 1 second here. Open this up. So I've got the terminal up here. Okay, so oh whoa. Okay, yeah. All right, well, let's talk about this. Let me get this chart up. Okay, there we go. Okay, so let me zoom in a little bit more. No, okay, all right. So take a look at this. Bloomberg's talking about how Cathie Wood sells 270 million in Tesla as bond rut hurts ARK. ARK Invest talks about how she sold nearly 270 million dollars of a stake in Tesla as a bond sell-off. This is, in other words, bond sell-off is when bond yields rise. Hit rate-sensitive technology stocks, spurring outflows essentially. I'm glad they mentioned spurring outflows because that's exactly what I wanted to talk about. Cathie's fund yesterday, on a pretty red day, 9/28, had almost $300 million in outflows. This is according to Bloomberg. I'm looking here. The last time we had this much of an outflow, whoa! Yesterday we had the most outflows at ARK Invest that we have had since February 23rd of 2021. February 23rd was right there, right after Feb 19th, when the market started panicking all of a sudden in February, the last time rates jumped up. Since then, there's definitely been some losing. Biggest dips since then have been things like in May we saw a dip. We saw a dip in March. We saw slight dips in April, and lately we've been on this trajectory of Cathie having more outflows than inflows. In some cases, losing as much as $250 million a day. Maybe more of like an average of $40 to $50 million a day now. Some days she'll have inflows, like on September 20th. September 20th, we had inflows. On August 23rd, we had inflows. You know, it'd be interesting to see the 20th and 20th and what was the other date? September 20th and August 23rd. Let's see how the stock performed on those days. So let's go to the day chart. So the 20th, oh, look at that. Hold on, let's go to the normal candlesticks so we know what the day is. Okay, so the 20th was actually a red day here. You just had more volume that particular day. And it came after a green day for ARK. ARK was up 2.47%, and they ended up having a good inflow day the very next day. If I then go to the other spike that we had, which was here it is, August 23rd. Let's see here. August 23rd. Oh, yeah, look at that. You had a 1.71% plus a 3.81 or 18% gain day. So you had a little bit of a green streak here. It seems like anytime the fund is green, people plow money into Cathie's fund. Every time she's doing great, that's when people invest in her. And anytime the stock is having a red day, which is really a buy the dip opportunity, people bail. And then it ends up leading to articles like this that say, oh, Cathie's selling a bunch of Tesla. Well, it's not that she's only selling Tesla. It's that's one of the better positions in terms of better performance positions relative to other positions that have not fared as well. Think Nano Dimension, think Roku, or some of the other stocks that have traded down a little bit relative to, or like even Robinhood or Coinbase, right? These are some of our investments that have been trading down relative to where Tesla has been going up recently. Even Roblox has been trading down. Let's see here, Roblox at $77. This thing ran to like $100. So worth considering that when we kind of see this stuff. All right. Some 11% of ARK is still betting on Elon Musk. Yeah, and see, the firm tends to trim the stake when it rises above 11 or 10%. So they trim when it rises above 10%. It's still at 11%, yet it's still the headline that Cathie dumps Tesla. Tesla has generally outperformed the global rut. Let's see here. ARK posted one of its worst sessions on Monday. Yep. So ARK is selling Tesla shares after the EV maker outperforms. Exactly. Since the Federal Reserve signaled a taper last week, Treasury yields have jumped. Yeah, you had sort of this delayed taper because yields didn't really jump immediately. They took a little bit longer to jump. Then you've got the ARK Invest Fund target of $3,000, but again, she'll trim if it becomes too heavy of a piece of her portfolio. So just worth breaking down. Cathie Wood sells 270 million in Tesla. It's kind of clickbaitish. It like really when you look at the chart of outflows, which I can't pull up right now, but take my word for it. Cathie has had way more outflows than inflows since February. And the opposite was true between like the middle of last year and February of this year. It was like mostly money coming in. Now it's mostly money going out. So when money goes out, have to sell. You know, an easy analogy I like to think of it as is, you know, if you've got a punch bowl and you got to allocate it to 10 different cups, and every single night you got to put all those cups back in the same punch bowl. If somebody else comes around and takes a big scoop of money out of your punch bowl, well, I guess everything's getting a little bit of less allocation tomorrow. And it makes it look like you sold when it wasn't really your intention to sell. You just have to because people take money out. You got to give them their money. Anyway, let's get to the bell.
Not raising capital, but obviously a big listing for them. Still losing money.
Very, very tough interview by Andrew Ross Sorkin with these guys, questioning the brick and mortar strategy. Their margins are not that good. They have not been able to increase in direct to consumer. David, if you have a brand name,
is Warby already going public today? Look at them all wear glasses. Hey, they didn't show us the S&P heat map today. We got robbed. We got totally robbed. We were looking for like how green it was going to be. But that's okay. Fear not. We can find something somewhat similar. It's just not as good. You know, we will have something like this, but again, not as good. Whatever, it doesn't matter. Okay, let's go ahead and get to the sticks. So let's see how things are actually opening up right now. Wow, Camber is finally red for a change. So Camber Energy is down about 5.2%. This has been an explosive stock. And so it makes me wonder, is this just the beginning, like a little pause before a huge run again, or is it the beginning of the end? We'll see. It'll be interesting. All right, Monday.com. Oh, where'd it go? Disappeared. It was down about 10%. Now it's gone. Did it get suspended? Nope. It just disappeared. Alrighty then. All right. Let's see what we got. So cannabis, Clever Leaf Holdings here, down 6.89%. Planet 13 down 4.29%. So we got some cannabis selling off here. Weed Maps is down. GTech Holdings is down. Cannabis ETF is down. These guys all down 3 to 5 to 6%. Personally, I've escaped. Oh, there we go. Look at it. It's like they were watching us. And they see, look at that. That's 80, 85%. Look at that. They put it up. I'm glad they put it up. Maybe they were listening. And if they are, shout out to CNBC. We appreciate you. So it's good. You can't not put the heat map up. You gotta give us the heat map. Anyway, you've got so I've many of you know that there was part of me that was excited about cannabis during the election cycle, because the thinking at the time, at least, was, and this was pretty broad based, was that, cannabis stocks, that cannabis stocks were going to do amazing after the election if Biden won. That was the expectation, right? That Biden was going to be able to take a full control House of Representatives and Senate and, go push through some progressive agenda, but also include weed legalization. Joe Biden never talks about weed. He never prioritizes it. It's not in any plan that he's really talked about. Certainly any plan that has gotten any actual decent media attention. And really, with this political in like this crazy political environment that we're in my opinion, I think it'd almost just be like suicide at this point for Joe Biden to push any kind of federal legalization of cannabis. But what's sad is, and this is really important for you to know, every single time the House of Representatives passes the SAFE Act, which is the Cannabis Banking Act, people freak out and they're like, oh my gosh, that's it. Weed's going to the moon. Weed's going to the moon. And you always see these stocks. They end up doing a run. You get a run out of the weed stocks and you get this excitement over, oh my gosh, yay, the SAFE Act or whatever. They've passed it many times before. This is, I think, like the fourth or fifth time. The Senate don't care. It really does not care. It never brings it up. And yeah, it's a bummer because I think cannabis industry deserves some streamlined solutions. But then I also don't trust government to actually provide streamlined solutions for cannabis. But then again, that's also because I think you've got a lot of relatively greedy municipalities trying to tax cannabis at like 35%, which is just insane. I mean, it's just like, why be legal at that point? It's nuts. Anyway, okay, so hey, look at that. You've got Lucid move in here. Affirm still up a nice 4% here. No real major runners today. You're just really, you're hiding red is what you've got going on today, but you're not necessarily pushing any kind of what's it called, like massive green run today, with the exception of support, support.com, or which is now Greenidge. You've got Peloton at 192, Matterport coming up 1.82. All right, so we've got some modest movers here. Let's go ahead and listen on over to Jim just for a moment. Let's see what he's got to say.
Okay. Now, David, the one thing you actually want to get a higher multiple if you're in the banking business is boring, because that means you're not going to have some blow up. I think Gorman deserves a much better price to earnings multiple than he's getting. I don't care. I want banking to be boring. What I want excitement. 13 times earnings. Oh, I don't want to own Morgan Stanley. It's not exciting.
Right. I mean, the stock has had, as have Goldman and Morgan both up almost identically.
It's destroying Morgan Stanley
for the year.
My chap just owns it, much lower price. I'd buy that thing right now if I hadn't just mentioned it, and therefore I can't buy it.
Okay.
All right, whatever. I think the description is accurate, though. Modest rebound for stocks. Like, to me, that's exactly right. It's not like you've got this insane rally here. It looks like Treasury yields stabilizing. Maybe we get into this sort of nominal, hey, we're going to be up a little bit over and over here over the next few days. Let's look at the indices. Are we improving or not improving? So let's see here. Okay, the Dow is actually up less than it was, and NASDAQ futures slightly less, and so is the S&P. So we're up slightly less than where we were. So I wonder if I type in SPY, if we're going to see any kind of rotation here. SPY. Yeah, let's go to the minute chart. Yeah, look at that. So weird. This is what it did yesterday, too. It popped up, and it kind of started bleeding down a little bit. It's kind of interesting. So we'll watch this a little bit. We'll see what happens. Let's go to get a few more headlines here, and let's see what we got. Yes. Bondholders await dollar coupon payment. Evergrande update. Gotta love your Evergrande update. Well, here it is. Two holders of a Evergrande dollar bond, in other words, denominated in dollars versus, say, renminbi, with a coupon due Wednesday, that's today, said they hadn't received a payment as of 5 p.m. Hong Kong time. Evergrande owes $45.2 million in interest on the 2024 note, according to data compiled by Bloomberg. There's a 30-day grace period before any default could be declared. The developers also facing claims. The developers also facing claims. Hold on. The developers also facing that. Am I wrong? Sorry. I thought I had this over here. Am I wrong to say this is like, why is this? Why does that apostrophe not feel like it should be there? The developer is also facing claims it's a guarantor on a separate $260 million bond that matures Saturday. That is the weirdest sentence I've ever seen in like today. Okay, anyway. Scrutiny of Evergrande's obligations continue to mount with Singapore's financial regulator, the latest to quiz its banks about their exposure. Fitch Ratings has cut Evergrande's rating just above or one notch above default. Wow, it should be at like default level at this point. It means is remove the missing that. It's that. Whatever. I can't process. It's too early. It's too early to process that sentence. I just does not compute this morning. We're gonna go with that. We're gonna go with no. In its latest asset disposal, Evergrande is poised to lose control of its most valuable financial unit, as it has agreed to further cut its stake in Shenzhen Bank, raising $1.5 billion by selling shares. So dumping their other assets. Okay, that makes sense. The shares actually ended 15% higher on Wednesday. Developers bond due March 2022 fell 1.5 cents on the dollar to 24.7 cents. Wow. 24.7 cents on the dollar. I'm surprised it's not at pennies. Like somebody's still willing to buy this debt up for 25 cents on the dollar. All right. Let's see what else. So, it would be worth taking a quick peek to see. Yeah, look at that. S&P continues to go down. Let's take a quick peek at how crypto's moving. So, I mean, it's just been a slow move here. And again, a lot of it, in my opinion, Chinese pressure. But let me go to the hour chart here. Did hit a low yesterday of 40,700. It's roughly where we hit last week. Yeah, look at that. That's crazy. We hit a low here of 40,815. Here we hit a low of 40,782 within like $43 of each other. It's incredible. Oh my gosh. Bitcoin's tradable. All right, let's go to ETH. Ethereum, 28.98. Yeah, look at that. Dip very briefly there to 27.89. Cardano, ADA, sitting about 209. Yeah, yesterday did a little bit of buying. It was like 204. Looks like very briefly went to 202. But nice. So we'll see how crypto goes. Okay, let's see. What else? Oh, that's CNBC.com. Okay, here we go. The FDA is late in banning e-cigarettes that tempt kids. Ooh, Michael Bloomberg. Chinese firms start flagging China legal risks in U.S. filings. Ooh, that could be interesting. Take a quick peek over here, and then I want to go back to the sticks. Hong Kong-based companies with little to no presence in mainland China are the latest to warn about risks they face from a Beijing crackdown. Ah, okay. Gotcha. Yes, Beijing lots of crackdown by Beijing. Significant authority to regulate or intervene in China operations of an offshore holding company at any time, which, if extended to companies operating in Hong Kong, could result in material adverse changes in operations to the value of ADS. Value of ADSs. I feel like that's well, let's see if it defines it here. Listings. It's a way of it's like, I don't know, ADS. Value of ADSs. I feel like that's like American listings, but it probably has some fancy word for that here. So, flurry of new rules, policy changes from Beijing has roiled industries. Well, we know, like, it's endless at this point, the amount of new regulation that's been coming out. That's not a new one. Okay, we're back. American depository shares. Thank you. See, I knew it would make sense. I just didn't say it. Appreciate it. All right. Have you seen the fuel issues here in the UK? Yeah, I've seen the National Guard, but I did not. I'm sorry. I've seen the natural gas issues, but I haven't seen the army being called in to supply gas stations from everyone panic buying. So you're having this issue with gasoline as well. Wow, That's incredible. All right. Look at Lucid run here. Very nice on Lucid. So you've got a what is this here? Lucid now up 9.5%. Dutch Bros about 6.6%. Upstart about 3%. There goes Upstart again. Wayfair's back about 2%. DQ, Affirm 1.5, Hippo 0.9. Not a lot of crazy running. If anything, I'd say that there's more red coming back. I mean, this is a lot of red. I think a lot of things are actually rotating to the downside right now, rather than to the upside. So let's see here, Tesla. Yeah, Tesla's mostly sideways at the moment. Let's go to SPY. Yeah, SPY rotating down again, and even more. Let's go to the bbc.co.uk. I want to see those gas lines. No headlines at the moment regarding natural gas. I mean, I can also just Google it. Let's do it. News.google.com. Natural gas. United Kingdom. Well, I guess it would be gasoline. All right, let's see here. UK puts army on. Oh, it's CNN. But okay, UK puts army on standby to deliver fuel as service stations run dry. No way. The UK military is on standby to deliver gasoline to service stations after a shortage of tanker drivers forced some to close last week, triggering a spate of panic buying amongst British motorists. Ugh. Hey, maybe that'll drive some electric sales, some EV sales. Y'all call it petrol there. Oh, all right. That's cool. Wow. Let's see. Temporarily forced to close some of its stations for the second time in many months because of the driver shortage. It's incredible. Reassure the public due to temporary spikes in consumer demand. It's not a national shortage of fuel. Sure, that's what they all say. Oh, don't worry. It's all under control. It's all under control. Nothing's bad here. Oh, yeah. Yeah, well, I'll get through it. Yeah, S&P really kind of pulling back here. I wonder if we're going to go red on the indice covers. Let's see here. Brexit. Whoa, the Dow is only 13 points away from going negative. The S&P 500 is only 4.88 points away from going negative, which is 0.11% here. Wow. Crazy. This stocks rebound section here is about to turn into stocks go red again here. And it's going to be all about the SPY is falling again. With the exception of Lucid. Lucid just doing very well today. I think it might be a little overblown. Oh, look, Cambridge Energy actually went green again. Huh. Crazy. Okay. Affirm Holdings, 2%. Wayfair, 2.6. It's fascinating how the market is so on edge. AMC, Build-A-Bear, Apple, Robinhood, these guys over here at 0.8. Tesla sitting at 0.59. Still a lot of green, but that red is growing with these spark lines continuing to rotate down. Really the big losers right now. Momentum plays like TMC, Iron. Let's see. We talked about cannabis already. Thought I saw another one here for a moment, but it moved on me. Nah. Oh, well. Nuts. The dead cat dies again. Yeah, no kidding. This is kind of that repeat of last time. There we go. All right, let's see what. Let's take a look here on what they're saying here. So, Bontalov, no. Supply chain woes increasingly imperil coming earnings season. Signs point to a third quarter earnings season that could be hurt by supply chain problems that are very deep and long lasting. Yeah, deeper and longer lasting than expected. That's Jerome Powell's favorite line. Now, he's had other favorites here, but yeah, dead cat splat. Yeah, no kidding. CNBC, let's see if we're going to go red. We're teetering now. Still hope. Still hope. Oh, thanks, Drew. I don't have coffee right now, unfortunately, but cheers to the empty cup. All right. So let's see. Democrats had impasse on this. Yep, we've talked about that. All right, let's see what somebody else is saying for a moment here.
How patient investors are, and with the time value of money being nearly zero,
quickly, remember to get yourself a free $70 with Public. Go to metcalvin.com/public. Get yourself a free up to $70 with a Public by signing up for the trading brokerage Public. They do not use payment for order flow, and they don't buy or sell your information. All right, let's listen in.
25 years. That way, no one can ever say he padded his account.
Yeah, that was expensive too.
Yeah, I don't put it
expensive too.
It's not worth it.
Back to Mary Ordos. You heard what she had to say.
The bubble, toil and trouble. Does anyone ever come on and say, you know what, some stocks are inexpensive versus their growth rate? I do. I think there are stocks that have now cooled off in the last few days and are getting interesting.
Like what?
Like what?
Yeah, like what? Give me an idea.
Okay, I'm going to give you one that is, I think, a high growth stock.
Okay.
That is amazing. Upstart. It's expensive as all get out, but they are.
Yep.
Yeah. But that's the secret to be able to do AI lending, and I think AI lending is the future. Charlie Sharp chose that. You want to expect?
Oh, come on. So that's all it takes to become a viral meme stock is you just got to put AI in your description. Ay. All right, so jumping on over here, Bloomberg mentions that most Americans today believe the stock market is rigged, and they're right. New research shows insider trading is everywhere. So far, no one seems to care. Ouch. Oh, it's a podcast. Oh, that's cool. Little story they got there. All right. Crazy world we're in. Yeah, look at that. Lucid is not giving up its run, but it's also bringing Canoe with it. How exciting. Bringing Canoe along for the ride. Canoe up 5.21% with Lucid up about 12%. Yeah, hey, great talk yesterday on CNBC, but I don't know. Maybe we'll make a reaction video. So let's see here. Enphase back up 151. No crazy super fun opportunities to the downside, but you are seeing more stocks join the red side, the dark side. 12% now on Lucid. See Lucid, see it run. See it run. And Upstart started running. Oh my gosh, yeah. This stock has been pumped so heavily. Ay. Jeez. Oh, goodness. Oh, let's listen to this, Evergrande.
30% GDP. It's been very overinflated.
And also the greatest wealth creator.
Right.
Because the stock market, frankly, has not done a great deal there for some time.
But is the government going to be after Evergrande and then the next? Or is Evergrande an outlier because there's $300 billion in debt?
Well, we aren't, listen, they did sell a stake in a bank that has enabled them to raise another $1.5 billion. The state, I think. Or
you gotta love them.
Yeah.
The giant, man, they're creative.
But the state-owned enterprises are getting bigger once again in China, and not just
party-owned enterprises.
Right.
And I'm not talking about the pajama party, just so you know.
Okay. You can still register, by the way, for delivering alpha right now. You can get the morning sessions on demand. You've got a great.
All right, let's go ahead and pull off this. So, all right. Upstart's up now 5%. My goodness. Camber Energy, we had a reversal this morning to the downside here, down about 5%, up now 3.77. A firm sitting at that 118 level. Canoe, Upstart, Camber. Kind of a slow news day. Not a lot of news to cover. Not a lot of heavy movement at either side. It does look like we're still green, but barely. That's yeah, kind of flattish here. So dead cat bounce 2.0 or not. We'll see. But right now, it certainly looks like you've got not much of a bounce, more like a. Somebody said this in the comments, a splat. I like that analogy. there is not much of a bounce, unless of course you're Peter Rawlinson and you're going on CNBC to hype up Lucid. Look at it run; it's up at 13.62% now. It's incredible. Some nice movements there. Oh, there we go. It looks like the market's kind of recovering again a little bit. Things more broadly moving to the upside. S&P 500. There we go. S&P 500 coming back up. There we go. So, is this now a bounce? Ooh. Yeah, I do still have call options. I see that here on Affirm. They're set for the 15th of October. And so we'll see how they perform. I think it was like 55K in. I think it's like up $8,000 or so right now. Let me see. It was in Robinhood. All right. Today's also a big day. We've got Schumer. You should watch my stimulus video from yesterday. But Schumer says he's expecting to call for that vote today on keeping the government funded. So the Affirm option's up about 18% today. Cool. Yeah. Wow. Look at that Lucid run. You just can't stop it right now, along with Upstart. Upstart, CNBC pump right here. Both of them, actually, if you think about it, they're both CNBC pumpers. Yeah. All right. Lots of traders going in. Cool. IronNet. Okay. BTC. 42,000 even. Wow. Okay. Not a lot excitingness here right now, with the exception of Lucid. I think it's a little overblown though, because they gave some pretty lofty expectations, but maybe we'll do a standalone on that. I'll write that down. I'll give you my reaction if I think the run is fundamentally justified or what. All right. I will do that at some point. Is Tesla running? Let's go take a look. Let's see here. All right. So Tesla, really? Let's see here. Wow, 790 again. Yeah, look at that. Oh, that's great. Great job, Tesla. Tesla's up 1.6%, along with the S&P 500. Got that S&P 500 movement right now. Heck yeah. Ooh, Affirm's starting to run too. Let's go. Ooh, yay. Let's go Affirm. Let's go Affirm. Go back to 130. Hey, that's where the dollar hollers are, Affirm. Now 120. All the way to 130. You know what? Go to the moon. Yeah. MP Materials. Gosh, MP Material has been trading so sad, so sideways. Yeah, the cat's coming back to life, say some. This darn cat. Why does he have to make it? Why do you have to make things so difficult? You just go in one direction. Give us a dip. Tell everybody it's a good time to buy. Everybody buys the dip, and we just go to the moon together. No. Yeah, that's good. All right, what else? Poshmark, Wayfair, Neo. All right, let's buy. There's just not that much changing right now, with the exception. Yeah, there you go. Okay, S&P rotating down again a little bit. Had a nice little rally there. Nice little spike in prices for a brief moment. brief moment. We'll see what we hold on to. All right. Kitty's bouncing. Tesla or Enphase with the spare cash? Both. 8 lives for the cat. Oh yeah, it's never ending. But hey, look, the Dow Jones is back up again, 133 points, or 0.39%. S&P's back over that 0.5% up. Nasdaq up 0.8%. That's more than we had before. Russell 2000 mostly flat. Volatility Index down. Expect that to continue to keep falling here, and the 10-year sitting at 1.508. Yeah, they've already missed that payment, Andre, regarding Evergrande. Okay, folks, I'm gonna take off a little bit early today. So thank you so much for being here. Get your free stock with Public by going to metkevin.com/public, and we'll see you in the next video. Thanks so much for being here, and good luck. Go make some money.